Feuding Bros, we are back again with another video, and today we're talking about everything Community Shield, the curtain raiser. As usual, I'm with Terry and Freddie, Feuding Gunner over here. And yeah, let's get cracking. Before we start, please, guys, like, share, comment, and subscribe, man. We're getting a few more views, but no likes, man. Please hit that button. Hit that button.
Yes, let's do
Helps
it.
us
Let's do
out
it,
with the
guys.
algorithm.
Yes.
And again, thank you again for the support. And like I said, we're getting a little bit more views right now. So hopefully you like what we do here. And yeah, we shall be here to entertain you guys even more. All right, let's go, guys. And let's talk about the Community Shield, the curtain raiser. I'm always confused about the Community Shield because it's like, is it part of this season or is it the end of last season? It's like I'm always like, what's going on with that? Because you have to complete last season to play it, so it's not like, you know what I mean. But anyway, yeah, Crystal Palace won on penalties against Liverpool. A surprise result because Liverpool was the overwhelming favorite in that game. But yeah, Crystal Palace comes through and gets another trophy for this year. What's your thoughts, guys?
I mean, it's crazy for Palace because they hadn't won a trophy ever, and since the FA Cup. So to win 2 trophies in 3 months, like that's amazing for them, and
yeah,
that kind of speaks to the.
It's like the London buses. You wait for one for so long, and 2
Yeah,
come at once.
exactly that, and yeah, 2 came out once quickly for them, and yeah, I mean, it's a testament to Oliver Glasner's work. I mean that club obviously. They're a mid-table club. They're content being a mid-table club. I remember even their owner. They have this crazy American. I think he got kicked out now, but they have this crazy American owner, or part owner, and apparently the story was that he kept getting kept getting into arguments and debates with the one that I think that CEO is called Steve Parrish. I don't know if you all heard that name before, but they kept, one of the reasons he's left because they kept arguing all the time because the American guy, he wants to be like, oh, let's sign this guy, let's get up the table, let's see if we can get into Europe. And Parrish is like, nah, we're Crystal Palace, man. Like we just want to stay in the league. Like, calm down, you know. So it's a testament, just to say, it's a testament to Oliver Glasner's work because they haven't really supported him in the transfer market or anything like that. He had to do it with the players that were there, and you can see so many players that have improved under him. I know they brought in 1 or 2, but guys like Mateta and even Eze, he was always good, but he looks like he went to another level. Guys like that just Mitchell and all that just improved under him, and they looked such a solid team. And in this game, they showed it again. I mean, first maybe 20 minutes, I thought Liverpool was on top, but then after that, it was very even. And second half, I would even say Crystal Palace was on top. I mean, they
had the better chances for sure.
They had the better chances.
Yeah.
They just look. I don't know why, because Liverpool didn't play in the Club World Cup. I don't know if they had any engagements that kept them playing late into last season, but they just look fitter. They just look fitter. They just look more ready for them. Because I mean, we're gonna say maybe this is the curtain raiser for the league season. They just look more ready for the league. Palace, obviously, still only the first game, but they just looked fitter, more physical, I thought, and they were all over Liverpool at some points. But I just wanted to say great game for Crystal Palace. Deserve, I would say, victory. On the balance of play, and it is an upset, but it's kind of what the same they did to City not too long ago.
Yeah, exactly. That's just testament to the manager, as you said. But Freddie, let me get you in there for a second, and on Liverpool's perspective on this game, because this game is kind of like in between a glorified friendly and like a competitive game. We don't really know where to class this game. We don't really know where to class this trophy, because like if you win, it's just a community shield. But if you win, it's a good trophy to have. But if you lose it, it's like, well, it doesn't really matter because it's just a community shield.
Yeah, yeah.
In terms of that, where do we put Liverpool's performance? Do Liverpool fans need to be worried about this result?
Yeah, they sure do. That's for sure for me, because I mean, you spend all this money, you want the money to show at least in any game, in every game. If you spend that much, right? So I'm not saying they should have come here and just blow Crystal Palace 3-0, 4-0 just because they're Liverpool, but I feel like Crystal Palace had them toe to toes. Like they didn't, except as Thierry said, the first opening 10, 15, 20 minutes where you could see the game plan. They wanted to just bury the game right there and then, right? They were pressing, they were aggressive, they were getting at them at Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace had to get the ball long and stuff. But then once they settled, it was an even game. So I think things there to be worried about for Liverpool. Obviously, they're not going to panic over it. They're still working on their, the system, basically working on the oiling the machine, right? With Verts, we saw some great performances, Frimpong, etc., right? But I would be a little bit worried to the fact that, we saw a lot of, I wouldn't say a lot, we saw one main weakness, and that's the defense, right? I'm sure we're going to talk about it soon. But all credit to Crystal Palace, man. They getting these trophies like that, and with the way they play, pragmatic, football. You don't really know what to expect from them, but what you know is that they're going to give you a game. They're going to work you up in every, angle, every, section of the pitch. So credit to them, credit to Glasner. Great job he's doing getting these players to actually compete, making some of them look world class. With Mateta getting them, out of the shadows, and Eze was already top, but just putting his trust in Eze more. You could see Eze with the freedom. Man, this will be scary in Arsenal's team. I have to say that in the bracket. But that's his work. That's his work, getting this team to gel and to be able to compete like they did today. That's really impressive. So great win for them. Liverpool, obviously, they're not going to panic, but they do have to address a few more things to be the contender we expect them to be. And this again, as you guys said, is putting a lot of light on the season to come. It's gonna be pretty competitive.
Yeah, I mean, I must agree with you that there's like some cause for concern for Liverpool, but again, it just depends how you classify the Community Shield. Is it a friendly or is it a competitive game? What Liverpool will come out of this game, knowing is that, just like you said, the defense is weak. When you go beyond Van Dijk and Konate, there's not much out there to replace them. I mean, right now Joe Gomez, I think, is injured, and he's always injured. So he's not really reliable, and he's not that great of a player, is there? I mean, he does a job. He will plug it here and there, but he's not really like a game changer. So if there's one thing that this game will show the Liverpool board, is that they need to strengthen the defense. There's one more point that they need to strengthen as well, is that left hand side, because with Diaz gone, they've really left with Gakpo over there, and you don't really see a natural replacement for him whenever he's not performing or he needs a rest or something or is injured. So on that side as well. So that being said, should Liverpool's priority right now in the market shift away from the Isak discussion and try and plug these these obvious flaws that they have right now, or as Isaac actually comes on, comes in and gets signed, and is that going to be maybe a fix? Because then if you have Isaac and Eketike, one of them could play that left hand side as well. What do you guys think?
I mean, honestly, I disagree a little bit that obviously the defensive depth is a weakness. I agree with that. But I think in this game, or at least from me, what I saw was just where is the midfield? Where is the midfield? I know Gravenberch, obviously, I don't know if he's injured or maybe he's not fit. He wasn't fit enough.
No, I think he had a baby. I think he just had
a baby. He just had a baby. Okay. So he's gonna come in and obviously add some steadiness. But you look at the midfield today. I mean, Slobosai and Curtis, like so many times, just vacated the midfield, and there was nobody there, and they're both attacking players, and that's been my worry with Liverpool. Always the defensive depth going from Konate or Van Dijk to Joe Gomez is a big jump, so they definitely need to address that. But I think even the midfield, like you have guys like McAllister, yes, Gravenberch can do a job in that sixth position and bring the balance. But apart from that, all the rest of these guys, they're all like 8/10s.
Endo, I think I talk about.
Oh man.
You always forget about Endo.
I always forget my bad, Endo. I'm sorry, Endo. Like if you're watching this, I'm sorry, I forget about you. But with all due respect, Endo, you're probably not gonna play much. So like, is I don't know. My biggest worry for them is their midfield, because I feel like teams are just gonna be able to get at them very easily through the midfield, and then at that point, there's like your defense cannot really do anything. Like they have just too much ground to cover. But yes, like you said, going back to your question, I think so. I was very surprised that they were still gonna try and go for Isak this year, and it looks like they may even be able to conjure up the money, because I mean Nunez went for what 45 million.
I think it was 56 in the end.
56 million.
How do you get 56 million? So that's a business right there.
That's great business. That's
great business.
Yeah, that's great business. And then obviously Diaz, that was great business. And I think it looks like some teams are been in touch with Elliot. It looks like he may be on the way out, and I'm sure they're gonna get. I mean, the English guy, they're gonna get at least 30 million for him. You know, like with the English tax. So they looks like they might even have the money for Isak, but that would definitely help up top with the left wing conundrum, because there's nobody, like you said, for Gakpo. But I think they need a midfielder and at least one or maybe even two center backs. Because if you want to go after all these trophies, what if Van Dijk goes down first game of the season? Like what happens then?
And what if he plays like he played today? Because he was
he was rough.
He was so bad today, man. Just out of place everywhere. He wasn't chasing. He conceded the penalty. And it was just out of sorts. I mean, obviously, it's not the Van Dijk that we're accustomed to know, and they'll hope that he regains his form. But it wasn't a great display today.
No, it was not, and that's one of the cause of concerns that they need to have. You know, the fact that yes, you renew these guys' contracts and all of that, but have you secured the future? Have you planned a few steps ahead? That's the opportunity right now to do so. Yes, getting Isak will solve a problem, but I feel like that problem is a little bit secondary, especially.
I don't think there's a problem. I think it's just getting Isak. It's just because if it's available, you get it. I think that's what it is. They don't have a problem up front. We saw Eketike today when we're talking about performance.
Exactly.
For me, he was great. He was good.
Yeah. Exactly. People already comparing him to Isak Jr. Like, why would you go get Isak? And you know, it's a fair point. But again, you know, if they really want to find an excuse, they will say, okay, yes, as you said, just the left-hand side, if we have one more guy, then we can do the rotation and then no problem there. That's really the only excuse they can use. Otherwise, we know that the priorities may not be there. As we mentioned, the defense for me, I think, is something they need to really look at. Yes, they have the left and right back situation kind of updated, but Kerkez, I feel like he's still getting into it.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
All
let's
of
talk
them,
about
to be fair.
yeah, let's talk about performances, especially from
right,
the new guys. So obviously we
yeah,
saw was it four of them, Ekitike, Vert, and
Verts,
and the and the, and the,
Frimpong, Kerkez.
and the two fullbacks, right? So
Yeah.
well, since you were talking about Kirkers, how do you assess their performances today?
Yeah, for Kerkez, I feel like he was playing safe. He was going back a lot. He wasn't doing the drives that he used to do, the crossing and all of that. I haven't seen much of that today. Maybe it has to do with the formation because the wings are pretty much, they're pretty much covered. They're pretty busy. I saw
Is it
that
that,
on the other side.
or is it that, or as well that Ismail Assar was giving him a torrid time over there?
This guy, man, this guy.
Munoz too was
Yeah,
giving.
yeah, and
Munoz
Munoz
has
is pretty
Yeah,
much a winger for them. So
yeah,
That's true. That's true. It was a combination of all of that. But the reason why I'm mainly looking at that angle is because on the other side as well, I feel like Frimpong and Salah, they were overcrowding that place. They couldn't do the interplay real quickly. I feel like Salah was completely out of the game, right?
he
So
was non-existent.
he
yeah,
was he was he was real
he's carried on his form from last season.
bad.
Yeah, from the end of
Now he
last
finished
season.
the season.
Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah. It wasn't bright at all. And I feel like, yeah, going on that side, it was a little busy and stuff. Frimpong was a little better than Kankas, in my opinion. Verts, man, I think this guy is gonna be a problem, man. Like the way he was in the pockets, moving around, I think he played really good. And Ekitike, we all know what we saw, like scary stuff. So yes, again, from from what I'm assessing here, the main issue for me again is the defense. I understand the point with the midfield. I do feel like they have a lot of rotation there, but the defense, Van Dijk, Konate, they're gonna need to secure that, in my opinion. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I mean, just to respond quickly to that, I agree with you. I don't think that the midfield is that much of a big concern for them. And they have two stars from last season that didn't play today. Well, McAllister came on, but
Yeah.
he was on the bench as well. So that's two stars that weren't there today in terms of midfield. And then so if you put them two, and then you have the players that played today as backup, I think you'll still be all right. Again, it's the defense that's going to be a concern for me, and as well as if Mo Salah doesn't recover his form, which we spoke about Van Dijk
Mm,
earlier, but if Mo Salah continues to play like
mm,
he's been playing, and there's no evidence that he's getting out of it anytime soon, because right now it's a semi-competitive game and he's disappeared. So
completely.
they're gonna have to hope that he picks up and gets his form from the beginning of last year, well, at least until they confirm the league for them. But
Yeah.
unless these players, fix up, you will need a decent replacement for them.
yeah,
Mm,
yeah. I mean, I agree. I do want to caveat that by saying it is also just the community shield. So like you said, it's perfect. Like when you win it, it's like, oh, I got a trophy, first trophy of the season, and when you lose it, you're just like, it's community shield. So so I don't want to be too hard on Liverpool yet. But yeah, I do think that there are some issues that we can see, and there are some questions going into the season um, about how they're gonna be. Obviously, with all the signings, you well not expect, but you think, oh, they're just gonna be even better than last year. But it
yeah.
looks like there could be maybe an argument. At least when you're looking at this game, there's an argument from the I guess us the rival fans, maybe probably less us, me and Freddie, more Yan, in terms of the team we support. But there's an argument there from the rival fans to say, Liverpool they might have some weaknesses that can be exploited. So
You know, one thing that I've noticed as well is how short Frimpong is, and he is very short.
Even Kirkes too.
I mean, what I'm saying, but Kirkes is kind of used to the league a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he's probably got a little bit of experience than that.
Yeah, next to Van Dijk.
If I'm a team like I don't know, Crystal Palace or Fulham or something. Set pieces. I put my big man over on that side, and he's just gonna dominate that side, man. Every set pieces. So I mean,
even in general play, because strikers are smart. They're like, I'm not gonna win against Van Dijk. I'm just gonna go against
I'm just
like send it to the back post. Like so
it doesn't even have to be like a perfect cross.
Yeah,
just hang it up.
Just hang it up for me there. So yeah, that's gonna be interesting to see how he copes with that, because he's been a wing back. He's not been a fullback for the last
traditional fullback. Yeah,
so it's gonna be interesting to see, but. I think like Freddie mentioned about the new signings, like Ekitike obviously did very well. Vert as well looks busy, looks tricky. You can see that he's very confident, gets in those pockets, wants to make things happen. The fullbacks, I think Kirkes had a torrid time on that side. I think his positioning had him caught a lot of times. They kept playing that long ball to Munoz, and he's in behind every time. So I think he struggled with that. And Frimpong on the other side, he did all right. I think he did a little bit better than Kirkes.
Scored a goal, fluky as it was.
Yeah, with a fluky goal. Yeah, but I think he did a little bit better than Kirkes. But yeah, it's just, I guess, a steady start for them. But I do think, though, what do you guys think? I know we're talking about the defense now, but like, they have two very, very, very attacking fullbacks. They're not exactly known for their defensive prowess. I'm not saying they're bad defensively, but like I'm worried about that for them in a sense, because Van Dijk and Konate are having to do a lot of covering on the wings. Like how is that gonna play out against especially the stronger teams in the league?
But I think that's why you need a proper six, and which they didn't have today. So that six is the one that's supposed to be sweeping up behind those fullback whenever they go forward. And I think Gravenberg sort of like, if he's disciplined enough, he solves that problem a little bit. He seems like, but from what we've seen last year, he has the legs to cover. So. I mean, if that's the route that they want to take to having these super attacking fullbacks, I think Gravenberg. But again, Gravenberg is not eternal. In his
break.
Yeah, exactly. There's a break sometimes. So if he's gonna, play every game, he's gonna probably burn out. And McAllister is a little bit less offensive than the Szoboszlai, and obviously the verse and that, and he's a very clever player as well, McAllister. So I think if they want to play that style of football with the bombing, fullbacks, the number 6, it needs to be on point.
Yeah, it does. It does
for sure.
Very much so.
That's it. That's what it is.
All right. Well, we're gonna just the last point on this game and on Crystal Palace, who were the winners. Well, it looks like they're struggling to get players in and struggling to keep on to keep hold of some of their players, especially the big players. There's stories of Mateta going, stories of obviously Eze from Arsenal. And all of that. A word for them, and how do you see the season planning out? Even though it just started, in a good way.
Yeah.
For Palace, honestly, I'm not too worried. I see them, closing in on top 10, maybe a little bit below, maybe between 15 and 10th. I do think they are a steady club. And that's obviously granted they keep some of the big players, right? Mateta and Eze, namely. But there was also, as we just talked about,
as well.
Say what?
Gehi as well, linked with
Gehi as well is a big one.
Right? I always forget his name. The number 6.
Walton.
Yeah.
That's another one. And also, Ismail Assar, big one as well. So they have like a good group of players that they trying to hold on to, and if they do, I do think they can compete in the league. They can keep themselves afloat. Maybe go for another, tiny trophy, tiny still work to put into it, right? Right. So
You got the FA Cup, man. That's not tiny.
No, that's not tiny,
that's not
man.
tiny. That's not tiny, and that's actually pretty big. When I say tiny, Community Shield, that's something you'll be like, okay, yeah.
Well, I mean, it's perspective, right? Like I said, it's
Right.
like it depends who wins it. I mean, if you're Crystal Palace and you win the Community Shield, that's a big trophy for you.
It's right.
If you're Spurs and you win the Community Shield, that's a big trophy for you. So it just depends perspectives.
I agree. So I wish them best of luck, man. I love to watch this team, especially over and over through the years. They just gotten so much more attractive to watch, and I can only wish them the best. Glasner doing a great job. Love to see them succeed.
Yeah, very interesting. I really don't know how they're going to do, because I feel like I said, like I explained before, they're very much happy being a mid-table club, which makes sense. I mean, not every club can become a top club. There's some clubs, like London right now is so saturated. So if you're not already a big club and you're in London, it's very tough to get bigger, So there's some clubs, they know where they need to be, they know where they're at, and they try to maintain that, and they've maintained it very well. I think it's 10 years in the league now, or probably more. I think maybe 12, 13. So yeah, they've been a steady club, and I expect them to be steady again if they keep those guys. But it's a big if, because those guys are doing very well, and a lot of teams want them, so they're gonna be fighting to keep those guys, and we'll see. And one thing I have heard, I didn't know, but I heard that today. I don't remember where. I think maybe it's ESPN or something. Is that Glasner is not very happy, obviously, because they have not really signed anyone. So, and apparently from his experience, he's very quick to leave when he's not happy. He doesn't hang about too long.
I mean, of course, because he has a reputation to and the fact that he's won a trophy, well, 2 now with Crystal Palace, bumps him up that that high, and if you're not gonna give him the tools to maintain or better, on the performances that he's been showing, then I wouldn't blame him if he leaves. But I was gonna say, in terms of Glasner, I think this is the man that Crystal Palace has to do everything to keep, because
true.
So
after all the sucking they did over the years.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I mean, that was gonna be the end of my point, was that if he leaves, I think that changes. Even if they do keep those players, if he leaves, it's gonna be, that changes a lot. So we shall see. But that's what he said. You expect them to be between 10th and 15th. And then, if they can, they'll probably try to win an FA Cup or League Cup, and that will be big for them. And they did that last year, and it was massive. Community Shield, like you said, is massive for them. So they can be happy right now, and they'll be very happy finishing again 12 or 13. They won't care at all. I mean, we got 2 trophies in the last 2 seasons, so I mean, what was So I mean, good on them. Good for Crystal Palace.
Okay, well, sounds good. Well, we're gonna end it there for this video. And again, guys, let us know what you think of what was being said today. Is Liverpool in trouble, or is it just a mishap from them? And let us know about what you think about Glasner and Crystal Palace as well, if you're a Palace fan. And please like the video. Helps us with the algorithm, and then also share and subscribe. We'll see you in the next one. 50 Bros.